Welcome back to another YouTube data metric walkthrough video. I don't even know why I felt the need to introduce you to this, but we're going to talk about one of the most common metrics available across many social platforms. But I'm also impressed that so many people are not hard pressed.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
To truly understand how impressions work specifically on YouTube. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and we're here to clear that up today. Let's just get it out of the way. We're talking about YouTube specifically, but an impression is the amount of times that your thumbnail was seen by a potential viewer. The qualification for it to count towards impressions is that the thumbnail was viewable over 50% of it, so if it's massively cut off, it won't count. And that it was viewed for over a second. So not a massive threshold there, but one worth noting. What is a common thing that I notice that folks don't know is that you can't get impressions from everywhere. Did you know that? It is primarily in the YouTube ecosystem. That means embedding a video on your website, although good and helpful, does not count towards your impressions. Sharing it on a social app does not count towards your impressions. YouTube Kids app, YouTube Music app doesn't count towards your impressions. TrueView ads don't count towards your impressions. Info cards and end screens don't count towards your impressions. Using the website on mobile versus the app doesn't count towards your impressions. It is YouTube search, it is YouTube home, it is what's up next. Those are the opportunities for impressions. And it's worth knowing that because you're working with someone saying they're gonna help you improve your impressionable opportunity, and they start listing out the list of things that don't count towards it. A, they don't know what they're talking about, or B, they don't know what they're talking about. That's really all there is to it. It's not an impressionable opportunity, although very behooving to the success of your channel, which does bring me to this point. Impressions don't always equal views. So you can have 9 million impressions and a 10% click-through. That doesn't mean you're gonna have this X amount of views guaranteed. Vice versa, not all views are coming from impressionable opportunities, because as we just mentioned from that list, you might have a strong educational channel where you write blogs and embed a video, and a lot of viewership comes through to that video through that blog. That's not gonna count towards your impressions. Perhaps you have a kids channel that really generates viewership on the kids app. That's not gonna count towards your impressionable opportunity. And then, as I mentioned, vice versa, just because you get a ton of impressions, maybe even stellar click-through rate, you still have to get 30 seconds viewed for it to count as a view. That's why YouTube views are the most valuable view. And that's why these are the things you need to consider when you're looking at utilizing impressions, the impression click-through rate, to make strategic decisions on your video. Starting with one. Just because maybe you're really good at making a very clickable thumbnail and a very interesting title, the question of whether your video is watchable is imperative, because YouTube will notice that they're serving your video up a lot and that you're getting a good click through, and then the viewership's not coming after it. That means that there's a content misconnect. There's what I said this video was going to be about and what it is, and the audience saying, not for me, which is going to hurt your channel over time. If your impressions are lower, there is probably some opportunity to maybe work on some thumbnail adjustments for clarity and complementarianism between your thumbnail and title structure and the way you've laid it out. This is why the optimization at the back of the video is imperative, because you're trying to tell the algorithm why you should serve this up, where you should serve it up, when they're searching for this, or this is the type of content that they engage with, then you should serve up my video. But another thing to factor in here, by the way, is the market opportunity, the opportunity for the video you made. If it's a very bespoke, niche, nuanced piece of content, you might not have a huge impressionable opportunity because there's not the search volume to follow up with it. Vice versa, just because there is massive search volume, like for example, the Oscars and doing a review or talking about what happened, there's also a lot of competition, and it is weighting what video is really delivering, and it's gonna lean towards those who've delivered in the past. So if you're a new fish, it doesn't mean you can't swim in those waters. It just might take some time to make any progress in those waters. All that being said, impressions are great. Just know how to use them, and happy creating on YouTube. Thanks for watching, everyone.